Jesse Hogan came up as an elite junior player, having played for Western Australia in the Under-18 Championships as a 17-year-old and selected in the All-Australian team for the Carnival. He was picked by the Melbourne Demons in 2012 as a 17-year-old during the AFL mini-draft. He played the 2013 season with the Casey Scorpions, kicking 39 goals in 15 games and winning the best and fairest, despite his season being cut short through injury. After a 2014 back injury, Hogan would get his chance at senior level in 2015. Melbourne's selection of Hogan paid off as the young Demon kicked 44 goals over 20 games, being the most for a player under 21 years old in their debut season since 1990 when Chris Grant scored 51 goals for the Western Bulldogs. Hogan also finished third in the league for contested marks, enough to earn him the Rising Star Award for the 2015 season. A standout pre-season in 2017 from Hogan sang the praises of incoming coach Simon Goodwin, who said Hogan would be a key figure in bringing success to Melbourne. However, Hogan would endure struggles both on and off the field. In round 2 of that season, Hogan was reported for striking and was handed a 2-week suspension. Hogan would return to footy in round 5, but sadly lose his father days later. Hogan would return again in round 7. To add to his misfortunes, Hogan would be diagnosed with testicular cancer and miss a further 9 weeks of football, returning in round 16. After 4 games back, Hogan would once again experience a bout of bad luck when he broke his collarbone. However, he opted not to have surgery and returned 3 weeks later to play his 50th career game, kicking 6 goals and hitting his 100th career goal. In the final game of the season, Hogan injured his hamstring in the first quarter, finishing the season with 10 matches and 20 goals. His 2018 season saw a bounce back. However, an injury to the foot in round 21 ended his season and ability to play finals football. Hogan's career took a turn for the worse in 2019 when he requested a trade back home to Western Australia. A deal was made landing Hogan to the Dockers in exchange for pick 6 and pick 23. His time at Fremantle had a rocky beginning as he would break the team's alcohol policy and missed the season opener.
Hey Hogan! Jesse!
It's been no party for Jesse Hogan at the Dockers. This was the last time he took a break from the club, a well-publicised battle with alcohol and anxiety. Then flipping his car in November. Hogan was on the comeback trail, but now he's in doubt for round 1.
After registering only 8 goals in 9 matches and re-injuring his foot from the previous year, Hogan sat out the remainder of the 2019 season. The following season, mental health struggles affected his return and Hogan would only manage 7 games and 5 goals. In 2021, Hogan was traded to his third team, the Dockers offloading him for pick 54. This move to GWS would reinvigorate his career. Despite his setbacks with injury, Hogan would kick 20 goals for the Giants in 9 games and make his long-awaited finals debut. The following year, he'd kick 35 goals from 18 games. And in 2023, Hogan cemented his position as the team's primary forward, kicking 49 goals in 23 games, as well as a career-high 9 goals against Essendon in 2023. After 30 games over 4 seasons for the Brisbane Lions, Ben Keays found himself delisted by the club he grew up supporting. Even in his own words, Keays knew that his AFL career hung by a thread. Anyone who has been in that situation would no doubt have thoughts that maybe they might not be lucky enough to get picked up again. I hadn't played regularly for 2 years, so I kind of knew the writing was on the wall. So it wasn't much of a shock to be in that situation in the end. The Adelaide Crows gave the 22-year-old a lifeline at the end of the 2019 season. However, amid the outbreak of COVID-19, Keays believed that he might not have had a chance to showcase his talent in the SANFL. But with the faith of Adelaide head coach Matthew Nicks, Keays was given another chance at senior level and developed as a crucial pressure forward for the Adelaide Crows. I always had faith, I always kept doing the work, and I would just remind myself that all the work might not pay off in the short term, but hopefully there would be a long-term payoff. In his 4 seasons since joining the Crows, Keays has found himself in the top 5 in the best and fairest count 3 times, with a runners-up honour in 2021. He was handed the reins as vice-captain for the Crows and showed his capability as a leader. Amongst dominant displays such as his 3 goals and 20 touches to defeat the Blues and kickstart the Crows' 2024 season, Keays would also almost be the hometown hero for the Crows, kicking what would have been a miraculous goal to get the Crows into the finals in 2023, only for a wrong goal umpiring decision to rob him of such glory.
To be honest, I think I'm feeling the same as every Crow supporter in the country.
The midfielder was robbed of his hero moment on Saturday night when his goal to put the Crows in front and potentially into the finals was called a behind in one of the AFL's biggest game day blunders.
In 2024, Keys signed on for a further 4 years with the Crows, cementing his position as a crucial cog in their side. Taken at pick 1 in the 2014 draft, Paddy McCartan was chosen over the likes of Christian Petrarca, Jordan De Goey, and Jack Steele. Despite finishing his first season with 3 goals from 6 games, St Kilda offered McCartan a 2-year contract extension, hopeful that he would be the next big forward to carry St Kilda into the future. McCartan's 2016 season saw one of the first of many setbacks, suffering 3 concussions and a broken collarbone. A further concussion in 2017 in the VFL ended his season with only 5 games at senior level. 2018 was hopeful, with McCartan playing 13 games and scoring 12 goals. However, McCartan would suffer his 8th concussion since 2014, resulting in him missing out the whole of 2019. Sadly, due to these setbacks, the St Kilda Football Club delisted McCartan, coming into 2020. In 2021, McCartan joined the Sydney Swans VFL team and was given a lifeline when the Swans offered him a spot on the rookie list for 2022. Finding a new position in the Swans' defence, McCartan would play 24 games, including featuring in the 2022 Grand Final. Unfortunately, McCartan's career revival was short-lived, as in round 4 of 2023, he suffered another concussion after grazing his head on the turf of the ground. As a result, he made the tough decision to call time on his career. Ryan Crowley failed to register a senior game since being drafted to Fremantle in 2002. He was reselected by Fremantle and placed on the rookie list, and in 2005, after showing solid form for Subiaco in the WAFL, Crowley was elevated to the senior list. He kicked 3 goals on debut, making him the 3rd Docker to kick 3 goals or more on debut, helping to defeat Geelong. From there, Crowley became a regular for the Dockers and transformed into one of the game's most prolific taggers, known to shut down opposition such as Gary Ablett Jr.
Who was the best? Is there such a thing as the best tagger? Was there someone who used to annoy you?
That man that's on the screen right now, I think he was the most challenging guy to play against, Ryan Crowley.
And what was it? Was it constant niggle? Was it?
It was constant niggle, but he was just very good at his role. He stayed focused for the whole game. And you know, I knew that early in my career that if I was going to become a good player, I needed to learn to deal with this. You look at all the champions over the years, and at times they get tagged, and you need to learn to take your game to another level. And I truly believe that Ryan Crowley was one guy that helped me do that, because I knew it was always going to be a really tough matchup, and that for me to become the player that I wanted to.
His tagger role earned him the Best and Fairest award in 2012 and was highly regarded as a possible All-Australian the following year, but was not selected. Unfortunately, in 2015, Crowley was found guilty of taking a banned substance, which resulted in his delisting from Fremantle. Crowley finished his career in 2016 for Essendon as one of their top-up players. Trent McKenzie formed part of the inaugural Gold Coast Suns team, picked up in 2009 as a pre-listed player when he was 17 years old. His booming kick had earned him the nickname Cannon, and as a promising midfielder, McKenzie earned a Rising Star nomination in 2011 and 22 under-22 honours in 2013 and 2014. After 7 seasons with the Suns, a mixture of injury and poor form resulting in 14 matches played in 2 seasons, McKenzie was delisted in 2017. It didn't take long for Port Adelaide to recruit him as a delisted free agent. His previous relationship with head coach Ken Hinkley while he was at the Suns provided a lifeline for McKenzie to continue his AFL career. At the Power, McKenzie's role as a midfielder was transferred into defence, where he is known to put his body on the line and is a pivotal big defender for a very strong Port Adelaide team. Which player do you think had an impressive career revival? Please let me know in the comments below, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.